everybody, Aina here from the Yoga Loft. I'm going to be doing a little bit of yoga with you today. I'm at home, so my little dog Patron might be joining in once in a while. This is just how it is now. So I'm going to give you a little time, find your mat. If you need something to sit on, as we're going to start off seated, maybe grabbing a block or a pillow or anything that you can find at home, or if you're just comfortable as you are, that is good as well. So once you have found yourself in a seated position, just bringing the hands maybe to the knees, sitting up tall, reaching through the crown of your head. Then just letting yourself settle down. Starting to gently close your eyes. And notice how your breath is feeling right now. Notice how your belly rises and falls. And here we're just going to take 3 cleansing breaths together today. So just taking a breath in and letting the air out. On your next inhale, take a deep breath in through your nose, filling the belly up all the way up to the throat. And then exhaling out through the mouth, emptying out your lungs. Inhale through the nose, fill the belly up. Exhale out through the mouth. Inhale nose. Exhale mouth. And then just gently coming back to your natural breath. From here, keeping the eyes closed, if you'd like, gently start to drop your right ear over towards your right shoulder. If that feels good, you can stay here, or if you want a little more, maybe placing the right hand on top of the head, but making sure you're not pulling here, just letting gravity do the work. If you want to extend the stretch even more, walking the fingertips out on your left side, taking a few breaths here. Very gently, if you're holding onto your head, letting go, lifting the head up to center, and on your exhale, dropping the left ear over towards the left shoulder. And again, if you'd like, maybe placing the left hand on top of the head, maybe walking the fingertips out on your right side. And remember to be gentle with yourself here. Not pulling, not forcing anything. Your inhale, lifting the head back up to center, and then dropping the chin down towards your chest, leaving it like that, or clasping the hands behind the head and letting the elbows drop down towards the earth. Maybe feeling a stretch in the back of the neck, or maybe down the spine here. On your next inhale, lifting the head back up to center. And here, maybe keeping the eyes closed or just softening your gaze, gently blinking the eyes open. Start to bring your right hand beside you, reach the left arm up and over top of you, starting to reach over towards the right side of the room. Trying to keep the chest open here. Don't let yourself collapse into this. Coming back to center and over to the left side. Left hand comes down, right arm reaches up and over top. stretching through those fingertips. All right, one more time, up to center and over towards the right. Oh yeah. All right, inhale up to center, exhale, over to the left, breathe. Open that chest up. All right, gently coming back to center here. And from here, we're gonna be coming into tabletop. So if you have a lot of flexibility, you can roll over the knees, but I only recommend that if that's in your practice. Or just gently bringing the legs off to one side. If you had something underneath you, placing it off to the side as well. If you have a blanket or maybe a towel, you might want to use it to bring underneath the knees. Or you can always roll your mat over as well if you need some cushion underneath there. Somebody really wants to do some down dogs with me today. Hi. All right. So coming into tabletop position here, planting into the hands, making sure that the fingertips are spread and that the shoulders are on top of the wrists here. Now on your next inhale, start to drop your belly down towards the mat, opening up the chest, looking up at the sky. Exhale, press into the hands, round the spine towards the ceiling, letting the head fall down. Inhale, belly drops, chest opens, tilt the hips up. Exhale, round to the sky. Few more times here. And just moving with your own breath. Maybe taking a few extra movements if you'd like. Maybe shifting back and forth or side to side. Maybe moving through your elbows on the way up. If you like the toes tucked, you can do that as well. One more round of breath here. And after your exhale, coming back to neutral spine. So from here, you're gonna start to reach your right arm straight out in front of you, trying to create a long line. And you can tap your left toe behind you, keeping the toe on the ground, or if you want, lifting the foot up in the ground. Then make sure your belly doesn't fall down. Keep your core tucked in, nice and strong here. Breathe. And on your next exhale, dropping the hand and knee back down to the ground, shifting a little side to side if you need. And from here, reaching the left arm out in front of you, touch the right toe behind you, or start to lift that leg up off the ground. Keep the core strong, reach through the fingertips, pulling all the way down through the leg. Breathe. And exhale, coming back to your tabletop. All right, from here, we're just gonna take a child's pose, so bringing the big toes together, knees come out wide, shifting the hips back. Then you might walk the hands in front of you a little bit, letting the body fall down to the ground, forehead drops to the mat. It might just float, or it might touch down. And remember to breathe here. If the forehead is down on the ground, you might massage the forehead a little bit, rocking the head back and forth. Two more breaths here. Very gently bringing yourself back up, coming back up into your tabletop position. And then from here, you're just gonna slide your right foot over a little bit. Bring the weight into your right hand, placing the left foot down, reaching that left arm up and over top, coming into a modified side plank here. One more breath here, reach through the fingertips. And gently coming back to center and over towards the other side. So this time, sliding that left leg over, bringing the weight into the left hand. Right foot plants down. And reaching the right arm up and over top. Trying to keep the shoulders away from the ears. Don't just let them flop onto there. Very gently come back to center. All right, from here we're going to take a puppy pose. So just start to walk your hands in front of you, about a foot or maybe a little bit more if you need more space. And then keeping the hips on top of the knees, start to let your chest sink down. So this is kind of in between your child's pose and your downward dog. And then you might let the head drop to the ground, or you might float here. It all depends on your flexibility, and that is okay. Remember to listen to your body. Do what feels good for you here. All right, gently coming back to center here, walking the hands up to come into your tabletop. All right, so here we're just gonna do a few little movement exercises. Starting to reach your right arm out beside you, and then very gently start to thread the needle through, but don't let the shoulder drop down. On your inhale, reach the arm back up, and on your exhale, thread the needle through. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, thread through, maybe bending that supportive arm, and then continue with this movement just with your own breath. Only going as far as you'd like, maybe reaching up a little bit further each time you come up, and maybe a little bit farther through each time you come through. A few more times here. Your dog is joining you as well. Just let him do his thing. And then the next time you thread the needle through, this time letting the shoulder drop down to the ground, letting the head drop after. If this is really intense, you can always grab a pillow or something to bring yourself up a little bit out of this. Or if you want to come further, maybe pulling that shoulder a little bit further into this, pressing into that supportive hand. If you want even more, maybe placing the hand onto your lower back. Just remember to breathe here. All right, one more breath in this pose. Very gently untwining yourself, pressing into that left hand, coming back up to center. And here we're just going to do this on the other side. So reaching the left arm out beside you and then threading the needle through. Inhale, reaching up. Exhaling through. And then continuing with this with your own breath. Two more times here. And then the next time you exhale through, letting the shoulder drop down, head drops after. Remember, you can use support here if you need it. Maybe pressing into that supportive hand. You're bringing the hand to your lower back. One more big breath here. And very gently coming back up to center. All right, from here we're just going to take a downward dog. So if downward dog is not in your practice, you can always come back to puppy or just child's pose. So coming into tabletop, starting to tuck your toes under, pressing into those hands. Remember to spread the fingertips, and then starting to lift the knees up off the ground, sinking the chest and belly towards your legs. And maybe take your dog for a walk, bending one knee at a time while straightening out the other. If it feels good, maybe coming up onto your tippy toes, shifting the hips up high, and then sinking the heels back down to the mat. 2 more breaths here. And then very gently dropping down to the knees, coming back into your child's pose, sinking the hips back, big toes come together. Then the arms can reach out in front, or if you want, they can come down by your side or reaching above the head, hands touching. From here, we're going to come onto our backs. So just coming up into tabletop, flipping the legs around. And we're going to be staying on our backs for a while here. So if you find that it's a little bit cold, you can always grab a sweater or a blanket or something that will keep you warm. So here, if you want core engagement, you can use the core to pull yourself down, or using your hands to gently walk down here. And here, reaching the arms down by your side. Plant the feet down into the mat, making sure the feet are quite close to your glutes. And then lifting the right foot up, crossing that right ankle on top of the left quad, letting the right knee fall open, flexing that right foot. And if this is as far as you can come, this is great. Or if you want a little more, you can lift that left leg up, reaching the hands behind the hamstring. If that's not fully accessible, you can always use a towel or a shirt, something to pull that leg towards you. If you're quite flexible, you can also clasp the hands in front of the shin. Or if you want, maybe straightening that left leg out. Just remember to listen to your body here. Two more breaths. And very gently letting go of the hands, but keeping the legs crossed as they are. Open your arms either into a T shape or cactus arms. And then from here, starting to twist the legs over towards your left side until the right foot either plants down or comes to a float. If you need a little support, if you have a block, you can place it on that, or a pillow, or just anything that feels good. And here, either looking up straight towards the ceiling or letting the head just gently drop over towards your right side, not forcing it. Two more breaths here. Gently bringing the legs back up to center, uncrossing the legs, planting the right foot down on the mat, lift the left foot up, crossing it on top of the right. And then again, you can stay here if you would like, or if you want a little bit more, lifting that right leg up, grabbing behind the hamstring on top of the shin. Remember, keeping that left foot flexed. Breathing here. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed. They don't need to be tense. You're just using the clasp of the hands here. Remember, if you want to straighten that leg, that is always available as well. Gently letting that right foot drop down, unclasping the hands, arms come out again, T-shape or cactus arms. And this time twisting over towards your right side until the left foot plants down or floats, and either looking up or towards your left hand. Couple more breaths here. And again, gently coming back up to center, uncrossing the legs. And here, if you need a little bit of tension loosening, maybe swinging the legs a little side to side, windshield wipering the knees. All right, so from here, we're going to take another gentle stretch. So just bringing the legs straight out on your mat. Bringing the arms down by your sides. And this time just hugging the right knee into the chest, tucking it in as tightly as you can. And if you need to, you can keep that left leg straight or just planting the foot down on the mat. And just keeping that right leg tucked in as tightly as you can. A few more breaths here, keeping them soft. If you want a little more of a hip opener here, you can start to tuck that right knee into your armpit or side of the body. Or if you want a little more, coming into a half happy baby, grabbing the outer edge of that right foot, reaching the sole of the foot up towards the sky. And that left hip might try to fly up in the air, so maybe placing the left hand down on the hip, keeping yourself grounded. Two more breaths here. Very gently letting go of that right foot, maybe tucking the knee to the chest for one breath. And just switching sides here, planting the right foot down. Hug the left knee into your chest. Right leg is either straight or planting the right foot down onto the mat. Tuck that left knee in as tightly as you can. Breathe. From here, if you want more, again, you can tuck that left knee into your armpit or side of the body, and you can stay here, or if you want, coming into half happy baby, grabbing the outer edge of that left foot, reaching the sole of the foot up to the sky. Right sit bone stays down, maybe placing the right hand on the hip to keep yourself down. Two more breaths here. Try to let yourself soften. All right, very gently letting go here. And from here, we're going to come into full happy baby. So as far into this as you would like is totally up to you. For the full expression, grabbing the outer edges of both feet, reaching them up to the sky, pulling the knees towards the armpits or wider. And if that's not quite there for you, maybe grabbing the hands to the shins or wrapping them around behind the hamstrings. So going into this as much as you can. And if you'd like a little more here, maybe rocking yourself side to side. Maybe playing with straightening out one leg at a time, or maybe both. Playing with this pose in whatever way feels good for you. And gently letting go of the feet. Hug your knees into your chest. Taking a breath here. And then just gently start to make some circles on your spine, maybe massaging the lower back or however way feels good. And going in the opposite direction with your circles. So here, you can take any last little movements or stretches. We're just going to take a quick little Shavasana. So again, if you need a sweater to make yourself warm, you can grab that. If you have any props that support you, you can do that as well. And then bringing the legs maybe down on the mat straight or whatever variation feels good. Arms come out by your side. Make sure the legs are hip distance or maybe a little wider apart. Letting the ankles just flop open. Maybe tucking the shoulder blades underneath you a little bit. And just gently closing your eyes. Maybe try to swallow once to clear the throat for easy breathing. Then bringing the tongue to the roof of the mouth, right where the teeth start, to help your jaw relax. Body melt down into the mat. Start to relax your feet, your ankles, your calves, shins, your knees, your quads. Relax your hamstrings, your hips, your glutes. Relax your lower back, your belly, your chest. Relax your shoulders, your shoulder blades. Relax your arms, your elbows, your wrists, your hands. Relax your fingers, your fingertips. Relax your neck, your jaw, your mouth. Relax your cheeks, your nose, your eyes, your eyebrows. Relax your forehead, the top of your head, and your heart. Happiness can be found in the darkest of times if one only remembers to turn on the light. So you're just starting to bring some awareness back to your body, deepening the breath, starting to wiggle your fingertips and toes. Circles with your wrists and ankles. If it feels good, maybe reaching the arms up above your head, stretching up, fingertip to toe, stretching from the top all the way to the bottom of the body, and then relaxing back down. Gently start to walk your feet up, planting them down on the mat, then rolling yourself onto your right side, cradling the head with the arm into your fetal position. Just taking a few breaths here, letting the blood flow come back to your body. Once you feel ready, walking yourself up to an easy seated position, keeping the eyes closed if you would like. Here, taking one more breath. Bringing the arms out by your sides on your inhale. Reach the arms up towards the sky. Hands come to touch. Exhale down to heart center. Namaste. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I know that times are a little bit crazy right now, and I hope that this little practice can help you out. Just remember to stay hydrated and be happy.